Hey guys, Jim here with another video. This is a collection of my war movies in my Blu-ray collection. These are going to be in alphabetical order. But before we begin, if you could please hit that like or subscribe button if you like what you see, and a comment below. Tell me about your favorite war movies, which ones I should have in my collection, which ones I have in my collection that you might have questions about. So we're not going to go too in-depth as far as the details of the plots go, so we can get through this pretty quickly. So again, these are in excuse me, numerical order, and the first one is 1917, World War I movie. Fantastic movie. I really enjoyed this movie. Next we have a World War II movie, A Midnight Clear. This is based on a true story. This is in my Shout Select line. It's got a great cast. It's more of a drama than an action movie, but it does have some pretty harrowing scenes in it. And I'd recommend it. It's a very good movie. So that's A Midnight Clear. Next we have American Sniper, starring Bradley Cooper and directed by Clint Eastwood. Next we have Apocalypse Now, Vietnam, classic. This is the full disclosure edition, which has both cuts of the movie and Hearts of Darkness, the documentary making of, which is a fantastic documentary. I can't recommend that one enough. But yeah, Apocalypse Now is a classic for a reason. Next we have another Vietnam movie. This is called Bat 21 with Gene Hackman and Danny Glover. I believe this is also based on a true story. I'm not quite sure. I might be wrong, but again, very good movie, very underrated movie. This is a Kino title, so Bat 21. Next we have probably one of my top 5 war movies of all time, The Big Red One. I covered this one on one of my 5 movies you need to see series. The great Lee Marvin and Mark Hamill are in this, among others. Directed by Samuel Fuller, based on his experiences in the war. And I cannot say enough about how great this movie is. If you've never seen it, please check it out. It's a great movie. The Big Red One. Next we have Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down. One of the most intense theatrical experiences I ever had watching a movie. And this is a brutal movie, but it is so good. And the cast, there are so many great character actors in this movie, too many to mention. But yeah, Black Hawk Down, great movie. Next comes my favorite Vietnam movie of all time. I know that is sacrilegious, but I don't care. This is my favorite. It's not the best, it's my favorite. The Boys in Company C. I also covered this in one of my movies to check out, forgotten movies, and this is definitely one of them. I love everything about this movie. It is so good. And you Full Metal Jacket fans, R. Lee Ermey right there. This movie came out a decade before that did, and he plays a very similar character, a more realistic version of that character in this movie. See this movie, seek it out. It is excellent. Speaking of excellent, The Bridge on the River Kwai. One of the greatest movies ever made. William Holden and Alec Guinness are just unbelievable in this movie. They're what can be said about this movie that hasn't been said? It's truly a masterpiece. So, next we have The Deer Hunter. De Niro, Christopher Walken, John Savage, Meryl Streep, John Cazale. There you go. Winner of 5 Academy Awards. Rightfully so. It's a great movie. And this is the 4K Blu-ray combo pack from Shout Select because that's the only way I could get it. So, because I do not own a 4K player. So, this is a double feature. The Dirty Dozen and the Green Berets. Absolutely love the Dirty Dozen. And no disrespect to any of Marines watching. Thank you for your service, first of all. Semper Fi, do or die. I have nothing but love for all of our armed services. The Green Berets is a horrible movie. It really is. It's a terrible movie. So we'll leave it at that. Next we have Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I know technically this isn't a war movie, but at the end of it, it starts World War III, so that's why I included it in this. But yeah, Dr. Strangelove it's a classic. It's one of Kubrick's best. Next we have Dunkirk, World War II, incredible Christopher Nolan movie. I really, really loved Dunkirk. I thought this movie was fantastic. And one of the great things about this movie that nobody really talks about is the score. It is one of the most intense scores ever. I mean, half the time you don't even realize it's in the background. It's there, and it's so good. So, let me move that stack over, sorry. Okay, we're about halfway done, folks. Next, another World War II movie, The Eagle Has Landed. This is a Shout Factory release. Michael Caine, Donald Sutherland, Robert Duvall. And they play Nazis, which is mind-blowing enough right there. But they play Nazis, and there's a plot to kill Churchill. So this is a very entertaining movie. This was directed by John Sturges. I believe this was his last movie. He also directed The Great Escape, among others. Kubrick, Full Metal Jacket. Vietnam movie, of course. Our Lee Army is incredible in this. Vincent D'Onofrio is great in this. I mean, everybody's great in this. It's a great movie. Speaking of great movies, The Great Escape. One of the best casts ever in a movie. There's so many great actors in this movie. And yeah, The Great Escape, it's a masterpiece. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. That's the Criterion version, I should say. Next, we have another World War II movie, Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson. I was shocked how much I enjoyed this movie, and then when I found out that it was based on a true story, that even made me love it more. This is a really, really incredible movie. I'm sure that they probably did, dramatize certain things, for the movie. Doesn't matter. This is an incredible story and an excellent movie. Next, we have another Vietnam movie, Hamburger Hill. Says on the cover Don Cheadle is like top billing, but Don Cheadle this is an ensemble piece, and yes, he is in it. This might have been one of his first movies, but Dylan McDermott is actually the star of this movie, and this is a very good movie. I saw this theatrically, and like, sorry about the shaky cam, like Black Hawk Down, it's very intense. Next, we have Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds, World War II. Obviously, this is more of a fantasy than an actual war movie, but again, it's set during World War II. And anything that has to do with killing Nazis, I had to throw it in there, so. Inglourious Basterds. Next, we have The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. I included this because of the Civil War references, how he's suffering from PTSD from the Civil War and from the what they did to the Indians and such. And it is a war movie. Just happens to take place in Japan. And I gotta admit, when this movie came out, I saw it theatrically, but I didn't have much hope for it because I thought it was just gonna be, Tom Cruise playing a samurai. And I was blown away. This is one of Tom Cruise's best movies, in my opinion. Next, we have Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg in one of his best performances. This is a very intense movie. And again, based on a true story. Peter Berg directed this. Him and Mark Wahlberg have teamed up quite a few times. But yeah, Lone Survivor is a very good movie. Next, we have a movie from my childhood, Midway, with Charlton Heston and Henry Fonda. I know this has been remade. I prefer this version. Yeah, I love Midway. It's very melodramatic, but the cool thing about this movie is that they actually incorporate a lot of real footage from the battle, from the actual Battle of Midway into the movie. It's really cool. So, that's Midway. Next, we have The Patriot, which again, it's set during the Revolutionary War, so that's the reason why I included it. But I wouldn't really call this a war movie. It's more, just a puff piece. But you know what? I like this movie. It's entertaining as hell. And, R.I.P. Heath Ledger. There he is. I know Mel Gibson gets a lot of crap, but I've always been a fan of Mel Gibson. And this is probably my favorite Roland Emmerich movie, too. It's definitely his best made movie. Independence Day is fun, but Patriot is actually a really well-made movie. Next, we have Oliver Stone's Platoon. Another Academy Award winner for Best Picture. Great movie. This is the Steelbook from Shout Factory. Next, we have Saving Private Ryan, directed by Steven Spielberg, of course. Incredible movie. This is also a Steelbook. Saving Private Ryan is probably my favorite war movie of all time. I'll never forget seeing it theatrically, and yeah, it's a masterpiece. Okay, we only got a couple more, guys. Next, we have Sisu. This was released last year. This is basically John Wick killing Nazis for an hour and a half. And it's as simple as that. And if that sounds like something you would enjoy, I cannot recommend this movie enough. I just did a video where I was recapping the movies from 2024. This is my second favorite movie of the year. I absolutely love it. And last but not least, we have another World War II movie, U-571. Submarine movie. This is a great movie. Matthew McConaughey, Bill Paxton, and Harvey Keitel, a bunch of people. But yeah, this is a solid movie. So, U-571. So anyways, guys, that's my war movie collection. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, in the comments below, please leave out any movies from this genre that I should have that I don't. And let me know if you have any questions about any of these movies. So until the next time, thanks a lot, and we'll see you then.